Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is The Night Agent, Season 1. Peter Sutherland is an FBI agent who by random chance was on a train when he saw a bomb being planted. He leapt into action, stopped the train, evacuated everyone, saved hundreds of lives. But he's not really hailed as a hero. It's pretty convenient that he was there. Conspiracy nuts think he had something to do with it, especially because Peter's father was a traitor who sold state secrets. So for now, Peter's made to lay low, working a very unglamorous job at the night action desk. It's a super secret phone in the White House basement that only rings in extreme emergency, so mostly this job is just doing boring paperwork. Now meet Rose Larkin, who's founded a successful cybersecurity startup. But now her investors are pushing her out, so Rose has lost everything, goes to stay with her aunt and uncle. But that night she overhears her aunt and uncle arguing about super secret spy stuff. Yeah, they don't work in acquisitions. Her aunt and uncle are secret agents. Sorry, Rose, no time to explain. Bad guys are coming right now. You gotta run to the neighbor's house and call this phone number. And so for the first time Peter's ever seen, the phone on his desk rings. He hits her with the top secret code phrases. What street did your friend Elaine live on? Of course, Rose has no idea. She's like, I'm calling for my aunt and uncle. Someone's coming to kill him right now. So Peter calls in a night action alert on Agents Sidewinder and Gazelle, but it's too late. The assassins got him. Rose's aunt and uncle are killed. To make things worse, they followed Rose here, so it's a tense scene as she's hiding and Peter's talking her through it. If they find you, fight like hell. Luckily, it doesn't come to that as the cops get there in time. Now, the night action desk is a joint position where Peter reports to his mean boss at the FBI, but he also reports directly to the White House Chief of Staff, Diane Farr, who always supports and trusts Peter. So as FBI guy comes to pick up Rose, Diane's like, we don't know if we can trust him. It's up to you, Peter, to take her off the grid for the night. Rose doesn't know if she can trust this guy, but they bond real quick when the assassins catch up to him. It's a big car chase going the wrong way down the highway. But they make it to the safe house where Peter stays up to keep watch, pulls his first all-nighter. In the morning, Peter brings Rose in to the real safe house under Secret Service protection, and so Peter's rolling this is done. He and Rose say goodbye, but Peter's not able to go to sleep yet. It's time for a shift on the night desk, and tonight the phone rings again, but it's just Rose calling, this time just to flirt. In the morning, Peter goes to check on Rose, but the Secret Service has been pulled, and just now the power goes out. We gotta get out of here right now, and they narrowly avoid the assassins again. And this is all unfortunate timing for Rose, who has to do this escape in a bathrobe. Now to call off Rose's Secret Service protection, the bad guy must be way high up. Their top suspect is mean FBI guy, but turns out he was just killed, so either he was innocent or he was guilty and working with partners. So Peter and Rose go way off grid to her aunt and uncle's secret cabin, but just in case they sleep outside, where Peter pulls another all-nighter. But he was right to be paranoid. The assassins come for him, and the only one who knew where they were is Diane Farr. Peter's got to admit she's in on it. Earlier they found her aunt and uncle's secret hard drive, but even with Rose's super hacker skills, she can't crack it. They need a stronger computer. So they make a plan where Peter takes it in and they'll crack it on the supercomputer. Then Peter steals Diane Farr's badge so he can sneak in and give Rose access. Yeah, they got all the files. But pretty soon Diane finds out. Peter, I can't believe you're the bad guy. What? No, you're the bad guy. But she's like, no, I promise I'm not. The real bad guys must have bugged my phone. So Peter trusts her again. On the hard drive, they find their next clue, which leads them to a house in the country and the grumpy old lady who was their aunt and uncle's best spy friend. And turns out what they were investigating was the metro bombing that Peter stopped a year ago. They realize if Peter hadn't stopped the train, it would have run into a gas line and caused a massive above-ground explosion. Rose's aunt and uncle discovered the same people were trying again, and the new attack will be in just a few days. So Peter and Rose stay at a motel where these two continue to flirt, and since absolutely no one knows where they are, Peter finally gets a night of sleep. Now we meet a random couple who talk their way into a lady's house, but then they kill her. Yes, they are the assassins. In fact, these two are a couple. The girl is crazy and bubbly, and the guy just takes his job seriously. They have a whole subplot where she's tired of staying in these seedy motels, so they find an empty house and decide to take a staycation. We also start following the Secret Service detail of the Vice President's daughter, Maddie. The agent in charge is Chelsea Arrington, who's pretty young herself and befriended Maddie. Newly assigned here is Eric Monks, who's a national hero, took a bullet for the last president, but after being shot, he got addicted to painkillers, and so he's assigned this low-priority duty to help get him back on his feet. Vice President Ashley Redfield has a very bad relationship with his daughter Maddie. When his daughters were young, he left them unsupervised, and Ashley's little sister drowned. And being an absolutely terrible father, he blamed young Maddie for her death. Now, how does any of this tie into the plot? Well, Peter and Rose soon discover that their assassin was suspected of doing a job for this American corporation, Turnlake Industries, whose CEO turns out is a longtime supporter and friend of the Vice President. So Peter goes in with the evidence, having partially uncovered this conspiracy. We still don't know what their plan is, but that's enough for now to take it to the president. Peter left Rose with the one person he could definitely trust, his best friend from the FBI Academy, who is now just a state trooper. But now Diane Farr says have your trooper friend bring Rose in. Oh, she did the thing! Peter never told her who Rose was with. So Diane Farr calls CEO guy, they know everything, have your assassins move in. But Peter was 1 second ahead to warn Rose, and it's another big car chase. To obey them, Trooper and Rose split up, and in the end, Trooper is killed. Guy assassin catches up to Rose, but Peter gets there just in time. Rose grabs a big ol' stick and bam, takes this guy out. Meanwhile, seemingly unrelatedly, Maddie has a huge crush on her art professor, but he's like, look, we gotta keep this a secret, and so that night, Maddie ditches her security detail to go to his house for a torrid affair. But turns out this guy doesn't really like Maddie, he just wants her to support his environmental organization, and it's his new boyfriend that's been encouraging him to seduce her to get her here. So right now, this guy busts in, and turns out he's got his own agenda, kills the professor, and kidnaps Maddie for real. Now, the seemingly unrelated kidnapping provides the bad guys a good opportunity. They call a press conference announcing the kidnapper is disgruntled FBI agent Peter Sutherland, a traitor just like his father was. Peter and Rose took to the sea on his godfather's boat, and now it seems like a good time as any for these two to finally get it on. Except, actually, Peter was stabbed like 5 minutes ago, so they decide to wait for now. In the meantime, they keep investigating and discover a suspect of the train bombing who died before he was interviewed, and this guy had a snake tattoo, and Peter knows that's the guy he saw it when he chased him. But turns out this guy's not dead, he is Maddie's kidnapper. Yes, the kidnapping is related, he's trying to force the vice president to admit he was behind the train bombing. The Secret Service is also hot on this guy's trail, but Diane Farr is like, forget that guy, focus on bringing in Peter Sutherland, who has apparently no connection to Maddie. They pay a visit to Peter's godfather, who hasn't talked to Peter in years, but they realize he has a boat. So very quickly, they catch these two. But now that our main characters are all together, they start comparing notes. How can the train bomber still be alive? Well, turns out he had an identical twin who was living with him. So when the vice president and CEO tried to kill him to cover their tracks, they killed the wrong brother, and that's why now he's out for revenge. Meanwhile, Maddie is pretty smart and has found a clue to where she is. So in the next video, she taps out a message that her friend Chelsea knows how to decode. They go down to the shipping containers where they get this guy, finally the bomber, under arrest. Except Girl Assassin has tracked them down too, with orders to kill this guy so he can't talk. In fact, she's got orders to kill them all, but Rose, who was supposed to stay in the car, rushes out and knocks her off the thing. Unfortunately, not before she killed Agent Monks. Now, the new attack is coming tomorrow, and they still don't know what the bad guy's plan is. But with the assassin's phone, they finally find who the target is. It's foreign politician Omar Zadar, who's kind of a terrorist, but kind of a freedom fighter because he's fighting against his country's current dictator. And tomorrow he's meeting with the president to get her support to be the new leader of his country. But CEO guy can't have this. He's got lucrative contracts with the country's current leader. He tried to have him killed last time he was in America, 1 year ago. Yes, he was the target of the train bombing, but they couldn't let it look like an assassination, so they staged this massive terror attack to cover it up. This time, though, they're gonna have him killed in a car bomb, but the bomb doesn't go off. It's Maddie who overhears her father talking about how the plan has changed. They want to kill the president, too. Peter and Rose confront Diane Farr, but she didn't know about this new plan. Turns out she didn't know about the train bombing. She only helped these two cover it up after the fact to protect the president's reputation. So Peter has to trust her one last time, because she's the only way they can get to Camp David. So it's time for the big finale. Peter's running around, wrestling guys in the woods, while Rose is doing her super hacking. She gets the communications back up just in time for Chelsea to warn everyone there's a bomb. Boom! Oh, the day is saved. Except Peter overhears the bad guys talking about the backup bomb on the helicopter. So the only way to save the president is to kidnap the president. It's a very tense scene as Peter looks like the bad guy here, but soon he's vindicated when the helicopter explodes. And so the day is saved. Their whole big conspiracy comes to light. Vice President's in a lot of trouble. And also in trouble is Diane Farr, who maybe only helped cover it up, but still killed a lot of people. But CEO guy is not facing justice. He flies his private jet out of the country. Peter and Rose are national heroes, but they request to keep their names out of it. That's a lot of attention. But Peter finally gets clearance to learn the truth about his father. Unfortunately, it's not good news. His father was actually guilty. But Peter Sutherland has proven himself, and now the president promotes him off the phone desk to be a night agent for real. And Rose and Peter have fallen in love. But for now, they say goodbye. He's off to do super spy stuff, and she's gonna restart her company. So Peter Sutherland sets off on his first night action mission, and that's where The Night Agent Season 1 comes to an end. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.